was the meeting properly noticed?
Yes, the meeting was properly noticed.
Okay. We have, town board has filled the vacant position from Tom Schabowski with Brad Koenig. Several of you may know him, he's a fire lieutenant, he's also a real estate developer. Lives over on Poplar, over in that neighborhood. So, but I know they were in Puerto Rico, I'm not sure that he was back yet to know that he's been fully appointed and was supposed to be here, so. We could, if you want to go ahead and fill the position of chair of the planning committee, tonight we can do that, or we postponed it last month until this month. It's up to you guys what you want to do.
You ready to handle that?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can start for us, but I can't take the position. That would be a conflict for me.
Okay.
You could do it, Jim.
I could, yeah. Well, I could,
Tom, you could make a motion.
Oh, okay, if that's the first thing on the list, yeah,
Yeah.
I make a motion that we put Jim as the chair.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. You want to come up here and sit
I think I could just got railroaded. I wasn't expecting that.
Hey, you're experienced. Come on. This is easy. Dan will help you all the way through.
Just to hold my hand out.
You can do that.
Looking for it. Okay, did you call do the roll call?
No, we don't have to do roll call.
We don't have to do that?
You would be down to number
No.
5.
Oh, we're on
Five.
five, okay. Okay, anybody have an opportunity to look at the minutes of the last meeting? And if so, any additions or corrections?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, number 6 is discussion and possible action to rezone from A1 to A3 to create an approximate 1.3 acre around the existing home as a farm consolidation lot from parcels 022-0613 to 0111-000 and parcel 022-0613-0111-001. And that's all at N4881 County Road G. And we should have the owner of the property
Right.
here.
Joel is right here.
Joel?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to say about that? Your request?
I guess we'd like that driveway included and the lot setback with the other lot.
Looking at your map here, looks like there's a home, and you're putting a border around the outside of that existing property?
Well, the foundation's there yet, we're gonna, eventually here, we're gonna remove that foundation and eventually someday, my youngest son will build a new house there.
Okay. Is someone living in that White House? Is that the White House?
Yeah, that's gone though.
Oh, it's gone?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
You live next door, though.
yeah, I live in the kind of brownish house.
The ranch house next door?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. So that house is gone and you're just gonna make a larger lot out of it that's,
Well, the biggest thing I wanted was the driveway on it. I asked him, my surveyor, to set it back, and this is what he come up with.
okay. Okay.
So the lot where the house and that little tractor sits on top, that'll be separate
Yeah.
from the lot that's
Yep,
in one.
yep, they're separate now.
They're separate now?
Yep.
Then why do you have to do this?
Because, I can do that, because the existing farmhouse was put on an A1, agricultural 1 lot. The second house would be an A3 for a residential house, but the original farmhouses were all part of the original lot. And so now he's taking it and making it into a residential lot instead of just the farmhouse.
Okay.
So, and that's, Jim, you asked me last month when we had this issue, when can you, when
Yes,
there's these
right.
circumstances that we can do this, this is one of them. And this was that amendment we passed a couple of meetings ago to change the county zoning to allow for more A3 lots. This is one of the effects of that.
Does this have any relation to the amount of acreage that they have?
He's got more than enough acreage to go, you got,
Yeah, we have like 75 acres or whatever,
so you
or
got,
somewhere in that.
Okay. Any other discussion on this issue?
I'll make a motion to approve the rezone from A1 to A3 as presented.
second.
Second, Tom?
Yep.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to approve as the application states. All those in favor?
Aye?
Opposed?
Joel, you'll need to come to the next town board meeting, which
Okay.
is the 20th, right, Dana?
Yep,
The
February
20th
20th at 6:30.
at 6:30, and this recommendation from the planning committee will come to the full town board at that point.
Okay?
So, just plan to be with us again for a few
Okay.
minutes that day.
Okay, thank you much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda here is in discussion about future possible, future development.
Mike, you want to come up and, this is Mike Coughlin, local developer and builder. Mike's done some other stuff in the town, and you want to talk about what you're thinking about doing and stuff. This is an informal, we're here to give Mike feedback or ask questions. There's not a vote that's needed. The property that he's talking about is already zoned for what he needs, and so it's more of a discussion of how can he best meet needs and what input do we have for him.
What's your last name, Mike?
Coughlin,
Can you spell it?
Coughlin.
L-A-N?
Yep.
Didn't you and I meet
Yeah,
a few months ago?
yeah, probably back in March or,
Yeah. Okay. So what have you planned?
so I'm planning to, purchase the rest of the Ripley Green condominium. I'm not even sure what it's called right now.
Alpine,
Alpine Village.
yeah,
Yeah, I think the real condo name's Ripley Green, but,
yeah.
the one existing across from,
Behind the bowling alley.
Behind the bowling alley.
Across from,
the beach park.
Mhm.
So it'd basically be Alpine Village Lane where it wraps around, basically to that fence line up to the beach. Just finishing up the development.
so your access to that property would be down through the existing driveway that's there?
Only one building. So the other two are zoned to come off of Alpine Village Lane, to have two separate parking or common grounds.
Which is that street that comes up behind the,
Nope,
or along the park? or-
so they're just, woods now. I could show you if you want.
Mike, help me, the buildings that are the,
Here is, here's the bowling alley.
I'm pretty sure this building I don't believe exists.
Okay.
These
I would put that one.
These,
three do.
yeah,
These are all approved,
but aren't built.
but are not built.
This one, this
So,
one.
So So you would be putting them in over here along the bowling alley?
Nope,
This one,
bowling alley's
this
right here, so that's, this is that driveway.
Get back to
Oh,
Highway 12 and
so
then-
that,
Yep, so you'd be,
This is 12. You
building
get
6
into
and
the
5, which would have its own
property.
common entrance off of Alpine, and also would have its own entrance off of Alpine as well. So it wouldn't tie in existing.
so that would come off of where?
This one would have its own part, its own drive.
These are all approved.
And where would you come in?
These are all
kind
condos?
coming like this.
Townhomes.
And it would
They're what?
just be that.
Townhomes.
Oh, okay.
So then you pull in the drives like that. And then these would be its own separate drive here, right here. This would be the only building that would use the existing drive.
And is this aimed at any?
So there's room for all that,
Obviously, yeah, it's all zoned, yep. So this was,
Where I'm
this
looking
map
for
was
demographic.
done back in 2004.
That's what we can ask.
You wanna show Joe?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're caught up, man.
Yeah. There's 5 remaining. Yep. This would be, this one's built,
Yeah,
Okay.
there's three
Built.
built, Rich.
built.
Three of them are built.
Where's Ripley Road?
Ripley Road's like,
Oh,
Ripley Road would be way over here.
got it, yep.
So
And
then
this
Park Road.
Park is here, yep,
Bowling alley,
yep,
beach.
gotcha, okay, thank you, yeah.
So then
How many additional units?
it'd be 30.
30, and how many are there now?
14?
14?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd
Okay,
be,
so, yeah, there's
So
only
they
three
would all
built.
be condos?
yeah, they would fall under the current condo association. Yep.
Bedrooms, 2, 3 bedroom type stuff?
2 bedroom and bath, I can show you guys if you want.
The floor plan?
I have floor plans, yep, I have digital.
Be just like what's there.
Maybe.
The one building will be like, what's there? That first building up right on 18, that one will do to match. The other 4 buildings will look a little different, similar, more similar to
The
this.
key for
Okay.
Michael on
Yeah.
this is, as long as he stays within the footprint of what's been approved,
2-car.
he
Yeah,
doesn't have to build.
those are nice,
If the building is laid out
Second
for
floor.
5,
yeah,
he wants to only
Two-bedroom
build
office.
4 and use that whole.
Office here.
footprint. He
Yeah.
cannot go beyond
Yeah.
the approved footprint. So he's got flexibility as to
target
what he can build.
price? You don't need to answer that if you don't want to.
There's
They're gonna all be different.
Yeah.
The one that's owned by the existing ones, we're gonna do lower.
Yeah,
And I'll keep them as rentals if I have to.
yeah,
And then the other ones that have their own private drive.
Is there anything way back next to that one, street that comes in? You know, behind where everything is now?
Yeah, so that's not technically a street.
Yeah, that's a private road, that's Alpine Village Drive, and that's a private road.
Well, no,
He switches to a private road. at
Yeah,
some point.
so that's actually owned by the Cambridge Foundation.
Yeah.
And I think it's just used for people who live down by the lake to get to the golf course. I think. It's not an actual paved road, it's just gravel.
Yeah.
But people just go down it and use it like a road.
But there wouldn't be no access to your property.
No, so I think my property, or that property line, is actually 6 feet into that road, is where the stakes would set.
So Michael, the question was, have you targeted a demographic, your thought on this? What are you looking to do? At one point when we talked, you said maybe bigger, maybe. What do you-
So for the footprint wise, what's there or is existing now is fine. I mean, I can keep everything in those footprints and still get a good floor plan. The thing is putting new next to old, you know, is always a risk. So keeping those 2 separate entrances, right, allows them to have more privacy. So, you know, each 2 buildings would kind of act as, they're all under the same condo association, but they would act as, you know, or at least have the same look. But each 2 and 2 would have maybe a different appearance. Same floor plan, just the
Are
way
you
they.
buying all the existing structures too, so you're?
Nope,
No.
those are all individually owned.
And, okay, so you're going to end up having the condo association under you as long as you own property, right? Or you're gonna?
My lawyers are working on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that is one of the concerns, there's been some issues at this development with their condo association and what happens and who has a say and doesn't have a say, so that might be just something to,
Yeah, we're trying to, as soon as they're built, forfeit any obligation to the condo association. So the new owners would just take over their portion of the votes. So I would just take a step back from that.
what about common spaces though? Driveways, roadways,
So that all falls under the current condo association.
okay.
Yep. So like plowing, landscaping, any like building requirements as far as the condo association, we have to follow. So,
So one of the questions that came up from somebody is, when you were looking at floor plans, if you were thinking about elderly people, were you thinking about putting laundry facilities on the main floor?
yeah, so they're all zero entry.
Okay.
So if you were in a wheelchair, you just go right in, no steps in, no steps out. Laundry on the first floor, main bed on the first floor, 2 bedrooms upstairs with an office. All 42-inch wide hallways, 2-car garage.
That's all in the Oakland sanitary district.
It is.
Which, how about water?
There's an OTM well system on there that's set up for all the existing and future. So all the water's already ran to manhole covers throughout the parcel. So all I have to do is pull out those manholes and tie in. Same with the sewer.
So they have their own well.
There's a, yep. Yeah, there's a well house on the north side of the lot. It's that little shed. If you go down that alleyway, you can see that shed there. That's where all the equipment is.
So there's one well that serves all the condos.
Yeah. If you call it a well, it's a little different.
What do you call it?
It's like an OTM system, so it's got big pumps and, you know, it's meant
That's
to.
an OTM system, I'm not sure, familiar with it.
It's the same concept as a well, but it's just designed to, you know, do like big infrastructure, you know, basically like if you put up a.
Large volume.
Large volume, yeah, exactly. Yep.
And then the sewage system ties into the
Yeah, it comes,
sanitary district.
yeah, yep.
So what about like future water problems? I mean, would they be liable to everybody have to divvy up if you needed more water, or what, how do they do that?
Like if the well ran dry. Yeah, I'm sure that's all in the association docs on how that's handled. There's about 60 pages worth.
You have copies of that?
I do, yeah. Mhm.
So have you made the deal with Kern yet?
Not yet, but we're close, yeah. Just there's some issues with when they put the highway in, that setback on that first building is, you have to be 200 feet from the center line of a US highway for the DOT, and that's the only thing we're kind of just looking at right now, so.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that is, and an argument we've been having with DOT is, they've said they're never gonna expand 12 to more than the existing 2 lanes into Cambridge. They would rather go around, which makes their 200 feet setback ludicrous.
Yeah,
And we've had that same problem dealing with the abandoned church trying to develop that property. When you take a 200-foot setback, you can't build anything. So, we've been arguing with DOT for that for a while, and I wish you good luck.
But what you wanna do is gonna fall, you'll be able to do it.
we're verifying, but yeah, we should be, it'll be snug, but we're in there by a little bit. And if we have to, we can drop it to a 4 unit or a 5 unit. Just shave a unit off the back and we'll be well within.
So are you looking for,
Just looking for suggestions, ideas.
I guess as long as he gets all the proper, you know, everything.
Yeah, it would be nice to have this development completed.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is it's all trees now, so I'm sure once I get guys in there taking everything down, it's gonna, I don't wanna say ruffle feathers, but it's gonna widen eyes. You know, I think that's been undeveloped for 14, 15 years. So, I don't know if people have become accustomed to using it or not, I'm not sure, but it was always meant to be this development, it just kind of stopped.
Any thoughts on timing on if you get everything approved?
April?
You're shooting for approval in April, by April?
Yep,
Yeah. Do you own the property now?
working on it, yeah.
Who's the owner?
Jim Curran?
The new coffee house, it's not open
Yeah,
yet.
coffee house and pizza pit.
It's open now.
Well, it is open, I thought,
Oh, up on Highway 12?
Yeah.
They just opened it.
this week.
Monday.
Oh,
Is
is
it?
it?
Yeah.
Pizza pit yet?
I don't think Pizza Pit is open yet. I'm looking
Is
for
that-
He's your neighbor too?
He's my neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I just, when Mike and I were talking about it, that, you know, I said, you know, why don't you come by one day when we're having a meeting and just see what questions any of you might have around this, or ideas, or thoughts.
Some of you guys have more information about this project than I do, probably. I don't know about you, Joe, but I know nothing about it, so.
This is new to me, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not real clear in terms of the boundaries of where exactly the property is. I mean, I knew where he used to go for an ice cream over there, but that was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And the land has changed quite a bit. Do you have any documentation that we can take a look at and keep to further review the proposal?
What would you be looking for?
Just a map of something that shows.
I mean, I have this, which we can, this
Okay.
is mine, but we
All
can
right,
have it.
that'll work, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know what you're gonna have to, how you can fit it in there,
Yeah.
working.
Yeah, so I came and got the submitted plans that were submitted on back in the early 2000s to get the footprint of everything that's there. So,
yeah, we were actually kind of surprised that we actually had blueprints and all this stuff for.
Was it document, or it was blueprinted back then? Yeah, go ahead and do it.
it's all in pencil, but it's there.
When was that done?
November of 2004.
Okay,
Yeah, 8th November 2004
20 years, huh?
is when, yeah, is when this was filed. So, like I say, he only ever did 3 of the buildings, so.
And that was Kern that started it?
I believe Kern's has owned it the whole time.
He's owned it since 1995.
Okay.
And you said a portion of the 30 units will be rentals, and the others will be sold outright, or you're unsure of that?
The last 6, so the building 1, if you look on the map, the one closest to 12.
Yeah.
That'll be the last building built. Building 120 feet off a major highway, it's always a risk, so those are the only potential ones that would be kept as rentals.
Okay.
And those would match more similar to the existing 3 buildings,
That are there now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just due to the
Yeah.
viewing of it.
sure.
You know, you put something completely different, it just doesn't,
Yeah, work, yeah.
so.
So the demographics of the project in terms of your target market, what are these intended? Would be age group or, it's not seniors, it's not.
It's not seniors, but it's, I mean, anybody who's looking for an affordable condo, I guess, you know. Condos used to be geared towards, you know, older people, they didn't wanna snow removal or mow their yard, but now it seems like nobody wants to do that anymore, so
Yeah.
So it's wide open.
it's wide open.
Yeah, it's probably, I'm thinking it's going to be a mix.
It's gonna be a mix, it's just, if you gear it towards one certain demographic, you're taking a risk, right? So if you put a space for an office or somebody who works from home, you do the 0 entry, you try to do a few things to make it open for everybody, you know?
But I was wondering what your thoughts were.
Yeah.
And,
Well, the golf course being there helps.
You make it look like, kinda like the other one?
The one building will for sure, yep, but the other ones will look slightly, a lot's changed in building in 20 years, so we're gonna take a newer approach on the other 4.
Okay. Any other comments?
Thank you for the update, appreciate that.
So until you acquire the property.
This is a good
you can't really,
This is a good plan.
Yeah.
do anything, but I
Makes a lot of
guess
sense for
you
Cambridge.
could say that,
Yeah, we're delighted to see this move ahead. This is long overdue to get completed.
Yeah.
And really, you know, there's a lot of need for housing. People can move out of single family to this and get the issues of, I don't have to plow, I don't have to mow.
Yeah, small communities are kind of begging for these.
Yeah,
I'm doing a couple in Jefferson, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get, I think, some young families that are renting now that need to get out of that cycle and
Yeah.
get into something to start, and there's a good option here, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
yeah,
full
by
basement.
keeping stuff on the main floor, it is eligible
For seniors, yeah.
You know, main
And we-
floor, so I don't have to open those steps.
We did put a big linen closet in the 2nd floor bath, so if you wanted to do a stackable wash and dryer, if you had 2 kids, you know, you have the main floor laundry, and then you got a stackable upstairs if you have kids or whatever, so,
Sounds like a good option. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you,
Michael,
Mike.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Mike.
coming around.
Good luck
Thank
for
you.
you.
Keep me posted on where you're at, okay?
Yeah, I should know more in the next week or 2,
Okay,
so.
great, thank you.
Okay. Next meeting is scheduled for March 5th. Everybody gonna be around for that?
Yes.
Well, one person will not be around for that. This is Danny's next to last day. She is been hired away from me by the city of,
Now.
the city of Sun Prairie. They made her an offer she couldn't refuse,
Congratulations, Danny.
so, I don't know. You know, in her age, why she chases money, I don't know.
I hate that when people want to improve their lot of
So-
life, huh?
Yeah. I don't-
Should have tell your ass to put a skirt on it.
Okay, so,
Yeah, I just need to adjourn it.
pardon me?
You need to adjourn.
Yes.
Oh, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, seconded by
I'll say.
Tommy? All right. Made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yep.
Ted, do we have some questions on our property back there, the 5 acres?
Yes, I need to talk to you. I'll explain to you.